Hello, hello, hello. This is AJT500 slash TalentedTrack98 slash HelloEaseWonderwise slash Hilo, and in this video we're going to be talking about Hexa with Earth. This was a requested video, and I thought it would be a pretty fun idea to talk about. I just need to find the time to get a run in that I was happy with and enough time to commentate over it. So pretty much what this video is just going to be is it's just going to be going through how I usually play Hexa on Earth. And explaining like my thought process and stuff for it. This isn't gonna really be a guide per se, because there's a lot of ways to play Hexa, especially with Earth. You can do things like Yamato with runting or without. You can do Andromeda Lumberjack. You can do Chrysor. But I like to do Glorybringer. So that's what I'm gonna be showing in this video. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to show how I usually play it and any tips and tricks I guess I have for it. So as you know from previous talking videos, we talk about grids here. We talk about grids. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about my grid and my setup for this before we even go in. So this is the grid I use. You've probably seen this grid a couple times in the past videos, and I think I'm finally happy with it now because I've gotten the 2 attack Revens in it. I think those are good. My damage looks fine on Galleon and everyone. The main thing I want to talk about in this grid is actually the triple attack. The triple attack is very important because you have not only the 18 triple attack or CA damage trigger at 40% to get rid of the Pearl, which is very important, but not only that, you also have the 2 mil hit triggers. And for Glorybringer and for Chrysor, if you were doing that, the way that you hit that is actually mostly with MC doing double attacks that hit over 2 mil damage. So what you want to do is guarantee that you hit, guaranteed triple, so you'll hit at least guaranteed 6 times off of MC. So to accomplish that, we gain 100% triple attack. From this grid, that is accomplished from the World Ender and the Ultimate Katana. This Ultimate Katana has the Strife Key on it, and I think this raid is like the reintroduction of the Strife Key. Because I talked it over with my crew and then saw some other people using this as well. It's very good for getting that guaranteed triple attack. This also has healing boost on it, just in case you were interested. But so that will give me 30% triple attack rate from the grid by itself. Then I main summon Bubs, which gives me another 50%, so we're at 80. Then we go in here to Glorybringer. It just naturally has 3% triple attack. Well, I guess just everyone, all my MC classes naturally have 3% triple attack, which will put me at 83. Then we go to our Ultimate Mastery, which is another 7%, which is 90%. And then we go to our EMPs, and we have 5% here and 5% here. So we're at 100% triple attack. So our MC will always triple attack. So they are oh, I need to swap back to my, I'm full auto in Guild Wars, by the way. We're in the full auto phase, so this is the time to do the commentary. But yeah, so this grid has 100% triple attack. So that's very good because that is a guaranteed 6 hits as long as you have your Glory Arts S1 up. These are the skills that I take. If you don't want to bring Glorious Vow, you can also bring Al Dubois. I don't know how to actually say this, but this one, you can bring that as well. I used that before, but now I kind of use Glorious Vow. The only real difference is the Glorious Vow. If you use this one, if you want to use this turn 1, you have to use Glory Arts, which means you need to spam like 6 turns before the first 50% trigger, or else you won't get Glory Arts back up for that trigger. So just know that. Whereas if you use Al Dubois, you don't need to do that. You can just sit on this. Also, if you don't want to run 100% triple attack throughout your grid or whatever, you can also bring, instead of either one of these, you can bring Double Trouble. And you can just pretty much save Double Trouble with Glory Arts, and you will always have 100% triple attack for, I think it's 2 turns, but you only really need it for 1. You can also use it for the 40% later, and you can get 2, I think you can get 2 uses out of that on 40%, because I used to use that at first, before I realized that Strife Key was a thing. So yeah, this is my grid. The World Ender also helps with our Lumaya, making sure that she gets 2 mil hits on her S1, because that can be useful in a pinch if you need to use that. And you can copy that with Kane, which is an extra 2 mil hit. So yeah, all that's really good. For summons, I obviously bring Bub's main. I bring Zoe because it's non-elemental. Uriel, kind of a no-brainer. Quillen, I think, is kind of up in the air. I like Quillen because I like Quillen just in case either A, something messes up and goes wrong, or B, he can help you like redo your burst at the end, because your burst at the end is kind of like volatile, and I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. Yatima is really, really nice. Yatima not only allows you to obviously do 2 summons, she lets you do 2 summons, which can be good if you need to call like Bubs and well, honestly, you can call her and something else, and you can get like Bubs's call, which not only helps with the dispel triggers post 40, but it also helps with the hit triggers, because you can call like Bubs, which is 2 hits because he does his hit and then the plane, and then you can call Lucifer, which is another hit. So that's 3 hits that you can take off of 2 mil if you need it, which is just very nice. Gojo is here because I need to take the 40% some way by myself. If you have fully limit broken Alexiel, you can do that, but I only have 1 copy of Alexiel, and I don't know if I want to stone her yet. So I'm using Gojo. Either one works though. Alexiel doesn't really matter. The only thing that's good about Alexiel is you can also pass it off to other people. For team comp, I kind of talked about it before. I'm using Galleon, Arlumaya, Kame, and Alexiel. And Tico is just here for the blue potion. Okay, so now that the setup is out of the way, let's actually get into the video here, and I'm just gonna go through this bit by bit and talk about kind of what I do for each part. So first of all, for this video, we actually start off on Galleon and Wamdus phase, so we need to deal with a shield here. If you didn't need to deal with a shield, so if it's Fediel and Luo, or if it's LER and Wellness first, if you're using Glorious Vow, you do need to take a few turns at the start before 50, because you need to get your S1 back up. So, but this one you kind of get it for free because you already need to cancel a shield. So usually my start is just putting Galleon's S1 on MC, pretty much just buffing. I start storing green potions on Kame. Always throw out a Veil on our Lumaya just so it comes back up later, and start spinning her wheel on S4 so that you can get more and more buffs. And then pretty much you just start spamming here with Ogi on. For this phase, to cancel your shield, you kind of just spam until it's done. Oh yeah, and you also got a window update right there, because I got a window update. So yeah, you pretty much just spam here, and you just get rid of your shield eventually. You'll get it down eventually. As you reset, I like to Ogi a lot during this pre-40 phase in general, so that you can, because you can cancel most of those triggers. The Galleon and Wamdus one is triple attack 4 times. LER and Willness is hit 36 times. And Fediel and Luo is, I think, 5 skills. If you Ogi a lot, this team doesn't really do a ton of skill damage, so you don't usually see those. But you can cancel like pretty much all the Ogi ones. So you do that to manage your stacks, because otherwise, just beating the 20 mil triggers, you can do that, but you'll need to wait more. Because you won't be able to lower the stacks as much if you just spam those consistently without Oging. So I've kind of come around to just Oging in general. So yeah, again, just keep spamming Ogi until eventually your shield goes off, and heal accordingly. So yeah, I think my shield's off now. So then the next thing is just getting to that 50% of this phase, which I think is like 70, 75, something like that. Just waiting for 50%. So like I said right here, I like to wait. Now, one thing that I wait for, not only since I was one of the first moving people here, I'm more inclined to wait a bit for other people to start getting their balls. That sounds wrong. Getting the balls moving on their setups. Um, I because I already took my turns, so I'm already set up. And what being set up for this 2 mil trigger means for this team is you need to be either with S1 up or 1 turn away, or and as well, not or, and as well, you need Galleon to be able to attack on the next turn. So you can either force guard her the turn before, or where I am right now, where she already can't hit, so she will be able to hit the next turn. That's the situation you need to be in. A good rule of thumb to think about for this, for the hit triggers, is I think I'm pretty sure it's 9, 12, 15, right? For each phase, like in a row. A good thing to think about, because we have 100% triple attack on MC, that is a guaranteed 6. Assuming your Galleon does not fail, that is also a guaranteed 3 each time. So you already have a guaranteed 9 for the first trigger, and you will continuously have a guaranteed 9 for the next triggers. So you only have to build off of that with either Kame. If you use his S4, which you will most likely want to do for the last one, that is at least a guaranteed 4, because his S4 by itself will hit over 2 mil, and then his autos will also hit 2 mil, and he has guaranteed triple attack, so that's an extra 4. So that puts you at a total of what is that? 9 plus 4, which is 13. So that's a guaranteed 13 for the last hit, which means you only need to do an extra 2 hits from either Aura Lumaya or a summon, or you can use a Kame Red skill after his S4 is up. Anything like that to help you with the last triggers. But that's what getting ready for these 2 mil triggers means. It's just having 2 mil hits ready. So like I said, I'm sitting here waiting for that 50%, and I think I'm just gonna push into it here. So you'll see here, I turn off Ogi, there's 9 hits, remember, and the reason why I told you those quick maths is because then you don't have to, as you get more used to it, you won't have to actually think about, am I going to cancel this? You already know, okay, I already have 6 hits in the bag, I have 9 hits in the bag, stuff like that, and it makes it a lot easier to digest. And you don't have to really think about, because I used to do something where it's like, MC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I still kind of do this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Galleons 1, 2, 3, and then I would do like Kame 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, stuff like that to make sure I count right. The equivalent of counting on your fingers. But yeah, so I'm ready for this. I already have my 9 set up because I have MC's S1 and I have Galleon able to attack. So I can go through this easily. And I wanted to show these on the screen as well, just to see what it looks like. So yeah, there you go. That's the first 9 hit right here. After this, you can start buffing Galleon with, you can buff other characters with Galleon stuff. You want all of them to be buffed at some point. I usually do Kame second. It doesn't really matter if it's Kame or Arlumaya. And from here, I'm pretty much spamming with Ogi. I want to keep my stacks down, so I don't want to push like super hard, but I do want to push. And another reason why you need to push is because, especially this is a really good example too, because my shield is already done, right? So I don't have to worry about my shield ever coming back up again, because it's always going to be the other phases. But you have to be able to get back to your MC's S1 being back up by the next 50%, and then once you use it again, you have to get it by the next 50%. And what that means is some people, depending on the element, will take longer to do their shield, and they may take more damage out of the boss to do their shield. So it's good to take turns on this setup so that you can get back to your S1. Once you've gotten back to your S1, that's when you're safe. And then here, I also wanted to just get a 4 triple attack trigger so that I could lower my stacks even more, to try and keep my stacks as low as possible. And then here, I think I wanted to use, Aura Lumaya's skill. I actually don't know why I wanted to use it, but I think I wanted to use her skill next because it's Fetio and Luo, so I'm probably going to get debuffed, so I want to use it again next turn. So I used Galleon's S2 so that Kame would get a red card. because I wanted to triple attack there. Since Galleon cannot attack, I wanted to try and guarantee that for triple attack, so I didn't overstack on my stacks. So now we're in the second phase, and as you see, I need to take turns because I'm really close to that 50%. So even though there's a dark shield up, you can kind of just take turns on Earth anyway, and that's what I'm doing. I took an extra turn. Another good thing about this as well with this Yatama setup, and why Yatama is really good for this, is because Yatama also gives you a 1-turn cut to everyone's cooldown. So if you get into a situation like that, technically I could have used Yatama as well to cut 1 extra turn if I needed it, to get my S1 back just in time. But this is what I mean when I say some people will use up more of the boss's HP getting rid of their shield, but you have to get to that S1 again, because if you don't, you will not be able to cancel this 50% trigger. So you have to continuously take turns, and you want to cancel as much as you can along the way. So now we're at 12. I was already set up for this, so Galleon can attack, and MC has their S1. Again, as you know from the quick mass, this is already 9, so I only have to deal with actually 3 extra hits. I'm gonna call Bubs here because, like I talked about before, he is 2 hits, like that. And then I drop Arumaya's S1 because that is another. Now I'm at 9. I think I'm waiting. I don't really know what I'm waiting for actually, but I'm waiting. Okay, there I go. And then these are my 9 hits again. Galleon and MC, good. Past that. Okay, I think I may take a couple extra turns here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I'm taking some more turns here. And again, you can kind of just spam just to do damage. Earth can do a lot of damage in this phase and post 40. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing damage as I feel necessary. And then again, I want to try and keep my stacks low, so that I don't get bodied later. So now we're in the next phase. Again, I think I was trying to go for the 5 skill trigger there, but I couldn't hit it in time. So I think I end up going for a 36 hit trigger here. And again, I'm taking turns even though the shield's up because I need to get back to that S1. And I also want to trigger that 36 hits as well, which I think I do. I want to say here, yeah. Based on my Ogi, that's probably where I did it. Now you'll see here, since this is the last one, I kind of need to save. I usually save Kame's S3 for red skill, and that's why I'm going to use Arumaya's stuff here because I don't want to Ogi. I want to use her that S3 on Arulumaya is a really good move. That S3 and Galleon's S2 are 2 really good moves to just throw out for free from Kame. To make sure that you get a red card instead of using Arumaya's first skill, because you want to use Arumaya's first skill for the 2 mil hits, and potentially copy that with Kame if needed. So those are 2 like free hits that you don't really need off anything. So here I'm just going to go through, cancel a 36 hit trigger, and I'm also going into the 15 hits. So again, once again, quick mass on MC and Galleon, that's already 9, so we only need to deal with how many more? Another 6. Yeah, another 6 hits. Like I said with Kame, that's 1 right there. Then a red card is 1, 2, 3. He will also be doing 3 just off his auto attack, but I'm gonna copy that anyway just because I have free damage right here. So that's another 3. Now we're at 8. We're already way below, because MC and Galleon by themselves can cancel this, and then Kame will have another 3 hits here. So I think I'm just waiting for people. Usually when it gets close to 40, I am more inclined to wait because some people need to get ready for the 40%. Earth, you can kind of do whatever. So I just waited a bit here, and I didn't want to get like too many stacks again. So here again, go through 15% or 15 hits. Sorry. Go through 15 hits, and then we're at this last one. We're also at 40. Now, one thing I will say for 40 that I like to do is I like to try and Ogi going into 40, or going like the next turn once you get to 40 and you're going through that trigger. I like to Ogi on people, everyone besides like Galleon. I like to keep Galleon like able to attack the turn after 40. So what I'm trying to explain with this is I like to Ogi here, either on that turn or this turn, so that our Lumaya can get her S4 back up. Because you want that triple attack on everyone to help Kame and our Lumaya triple attack for the triple attack trigger. Here I use Gojo, and I'm also just going to wait for people to get ready. But this is the turn where if Galleon is available, like she is right here, you want to guard her so that she can start attacking right off the bat for the 18 triple attack trigger. So here I'm gonna guard Galleon, and here if I needed to still Ogi on Arlumaya, you can Ogi because this is just a free turn. So I think I'm pretty okay here. So I think I'm just gonna skip forward a little bit. Yeah, the pearls came up. I take my turn, and then here we are at the 18 triple attack trigger. So here I use Lucifer. Here I just use Lucifer just for the heck of it, just to get some HP back. And then here I will pop. So here, since I no longer need this 2 mil trigger, I use Arlumaya's S1 here. It's not for the damage, it is for Kame. Because since he Ogi 2 his S3 reset and I want a red skill again, so I'm giving him that red skill through this. So that he can get an extra triple attack if needed. And then pretty much, yeah, we just start triple attacking. This is also just a really spammy phase. Again, remember that MC has guaranteed triple, and Galleon will have guaranteed triple when she's available to attack. So that will help you burst this down pretty fast. But Kame's red S3 is also useful, and if for some reason you have S4 come up during this part, you can also use that if you're too scared that it may fail. But again, this is just spamming. I don't really care about what debuffs I get per se. I'm just spamming. I'm just spamming. So here I use Galleon's S1 to just heal MC. And one thing I will point out about this phase, coming out of this phase, I don't really Ogi after this point. So I try and have a faded chain that I just carry throughout the rest of this phase up until 15%, sorry. And also Arlumaya, you want to try and have her die between now and 15% because you want Alex to come out so that she can guard you for the last bit of the phase. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting down to the last triple attack. I'm also going to guard Galleon here so that she can come out swinging for the next trigger, whatever it is. Also, this is a good time to pop skills like this so that you don't get like, because pretty much once you get past this trigger, every skill you press will build up to 5, and then once you press the 6th skill, it'll skill lock you and do 20 million, or 20 million, 20k plane damage to everybody on the field. So if you have any skills like Kame S2 that's like this, that you want to press before you go through, or like a mist or something, you can press that before you go through and save yourself from not actually going through that stack system. Yeah. So yeah, I go on through here, and where the 40 hit. This is pretty easy. So the only trigger that you really have to worry about here is the dispel trigger. The 40 time trigger is really easy for this team, and the 25 million damage trigger is really easy for this team because Galleon, if you set her up right, will always attack on those turns, and her and MC just destroy that thing. And you can call summons if you want to as well. 40 hits is pretty much the same thing. The only one you have to really look out for is Dispel. My recommendation on Dispel is do not go past 2 Dispel triggers. So what I mean by that is if you got Dispel trigger, you can cancel it once, potentially. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And then you can cancel it twice, potentially. And then after that second one, it's very risky to take moves again, because after that, you may not be able to cancel it anymore if you get it. I actually break my own rule here because I really needed to kill Arlumaya. But it's really risky to do that because you run out of options for canceling it. Technically, I wonder if Kame can copy Galleon's S2. I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe you can cancel it a third time, but it's risky. It's risky. I'll just say that. Um, so again, you can start moving here. Let's see. I'll skip a little bit ahead because people are still doing their pearls. Okay, the pearls should be over now. So now we can start kind of bursting as well. We can start just dropping bursts on them. And I think at one point during that skip, I think I used MC's S1 as well. Yeah, you can kind of just start bursting here just to get down to 15%. So that's just what I'm going to do. Just cancel the triggers as they come up and just burst. You don't really take a ton of damage here. But like I said before, you kind of want to kill our Lumaya so that... Okay, so this is the first dispel trigger. And this is what I mean by potentially. So what you're going to do is you're going to call... I guess it's not even really potentially because you only have 2 summons that she can call, because you can't call Gojo or Alexiel or Quillen again. So yeah, I guess you can cancel 2 times guaranteed, because it'll always call Bubs and Lucifer. So yeah, first one, always use Yatima. I always use Yatima. I guess like I just said, like I just explained, it doesn't really matter for this summon setup, but I use Yatima just in case you're using another summon that can be called again, just in case you don't get Bubs. Because if you use Yatima first and then you can't cancel it, you can always call Bubs right afterwards. And then you can potentially cancel a second one with Bubs on the second one. But if you call Bubs first and then you don't get Yatima to Bubs on the second one, then you're just kind of screwed. So always call Yatima first. So yeah, call Yatima first on here. Drop that dispel trigger, can continue moving. Again, like I said, it's just spamming. And you also, one of the things you could help to kill our Lumaya is doing that 5 stack system, or I guess 6 stack system, just to drop 20k plane damage on everybody, and then just only green potion, Kame, MC, and Galleon, and let our Lumaya slowly die, so that Alexiel will come out. So like here, I got 2 dispel triggers. So I already used Yatima, that's 1. Bubs is the second one. I no longer really have a reliable way to cancel this, so it's risky to try and do pretty much I can take one more turn. I can take one more turn, and then I can take a turn that either pushes me into 15 or after 15. Or I guess at 15, because you're kind of stuck there with unchallenged. But yeah, you kind of don't want to move too much more. But as you can see, my Lumaya is 60k HP, and I really want her to die. So I'm going to keep going. Like I said, it's risky, and you may run into issues, especially this late, because if I run into another one, I may not have been able to get Fated Chain back up in time. But I took the risk because I needed to get Alexiel out. And luckily, I got best 2 out of 3. I got a 25 million hit trigger, so I can go through. So yeah, I go through here, and I cancel this, and now I have like some extra turns for our Lumaya to take damage. I think I'm gonna do a couple skills here to try and drop that 20k plane damage on everybody. I think I'm just gonna guard. Yeah, I'm just gonna let our Lumaya just like just take damage. That's what I want, because I really need her to go down. So yeah. And then I think one of the whack things that happens too is I'm pretty sure, yeah, she's still alive, and then I had to use this Fated Chain here, which Galleon just heals her more, and I was just like, please, please die, please, I'm begging you. And I didn't want to use my Lucifer either, which I would normally do here. So here, I think I was going to burst, but then I remember I guarded on everybody, so they already have Assassin, so I just push into this team with Assassin and keep my other one for the next turn. And here, so Earth can actually survive these triggers. So I think I just sack our Lumaya. I think I heal everyone here. Maybe? Yeah, I heal everyone here. And then I just know our Lumaya will die to this anyway because she's so low. So I just go through this and just burst normally. I think I went into this turn thinking that I was just gonna die. So I just went out and threw as much as I could. So yeah, another thing you can do here is you can also, and I didn't do this because this run was kind of fast, and I was so busy thinking about it here with our Lumaya trying to kill her, But you can also use, this is a good time to use Kame's double deal. So that you can double deal MC's S1 and Kame's S4. So you can get another use out of those. So yeah, I'm pushing more here, hoping, praying that our Lumaya dies. And yes, okay, she finally dies. Now, the thing with Alexiel is here to just tank all these triggers for you. You are not planning to cancel any of these triggers. She is just here to take them all for you. The one thing that you need to be wary about with Alexiel, though, is once she uses her S1, she will now take all the plane damage for herself. The only caveat to this is if you use her S1 on number 6 of the stack system. So let me show you what I mean. So right now the stacks are at 4. The stacks are at 4 right now. So I use Galleon's S1 on Alexiel. You don't have to do this. This was just an extra move. So that now the stacks should be at 5 and Alexiel's shield is now number 6. When you do this, she doesn't technically have the all sub yet, so everyone shares the damage instead of her taking 80 million plane damage by herself, which she will now take if I use an extra 5 moves, or I guess 6 moves after this point. So that's the important thing about Alexiel's shield, because I've actually done that before. I've done that before where I come out, I pop Alexiel first, and then I'm like, oh snap, I need to use the skill. And then I press the skill, go past 5, so 6, and then she takes 80 million damage and just dies. So you don't want that. You want her to pop her shield initially with the 6th hit of the stacks. That makes it so that everyone shares. So here, I think I just quill in, and I think I'm just going to start bursting again. Oh yeah, I got skill sealed, so I couldn't use my stuff here. But yeah, you just go through with Alexiel, and you just guard her. You just guard her with her S1, and she will protect you through all these. You'll take all this stuff, but it doesn't really matter because nothing really affects your auto attacks. Besides, I think this one that lets you, that still seals you permanently. But even that doesn't really matter. This is another opportunity where I could have used double deal on Kame and MC stuff, but I didn't because again the room was kind of fast, so it didn't really matter anyway. So yeah, more just spamming. Come down here, guard Alexiel again, go through the trigger again. I thought it was gonna die here, and then I think I see someone like come up or something. No, okay, never mind. I just refreshed. But yeah, it's not over yet. And then I was just gonna take another turn, but it's dead. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, and a pretty decent run. Pretty decent run overall. So yeah, that's pretty much Hexa in a nutshell for how I do it on Glorybringer. I don't really know what else to say. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So I hope this is helpful, kind of into the mindset of how I do this fight on Glorybringer Earth. It's pretty fun. I like doing Glorybringer. Chrysor is also really good. Chrysor works pretty much the same as Glorybringer. The only thing is that you need to Ogi. Pretty much your setup before the 2 mil hits triggers is you need to Ogi first so that you get that assassin. But besides that, it's pretty much the exact same. Chrysor does have the benefit of being able to like cancel the CA trigger later though, which is nice. But I don't really care. I just like Glorybringer better. I've tried both and I just like Glorybringer better. But yeah, that's rambly stuff. Anyway, all that out the way. I hope this was useful to you. I hope this kind of explains how to do Glorybringer Earth. And I think that's pretty much it. So I will be seeing you for the next one. I'm not really sure what I want to do next. But yeah, that's about it. So bye bye. So it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't have an addendum in it. This is just really short though. This was just I didn't really know how I was going to do this video at the start, so I always save screenshots of the runs. So this is just the damage if you want to see it, because I didn't put it anywhere else in the video. So just if you want to use it as reference or whatever, see how much people did during that run, there it is. So yeah, that's really it. Bye bye.